Hey, welcome back to you, Monstar Gaming. I recently was actually thinking about this game. I don't even know why. I played it about a year and a half ago for about a month pretty straight. And then you do hit a couple areas. I wouldn't call them paywalls, but a couple of areas where things really slow down and you really need to, work hard to progress. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do play a lot of different games, and you can only allot so much time to one game or the other. So I tried getting back into the game. The game is called Elvenar. It's the sister game, I'll call it that, to Forge of Empires. And I'm sure you've heard that that's a really good game. These are heavy. Actually, Forge of Empires is a very heavy economy slash strategy slash city or empire building type game. Um, but it's resource management and things like that. So it's a little bit more detailed than just a straight up city builder, and it's a little bit more involved than just a farming game. Um, but it's cool because the whole thing of the game is that everything evolves, everything progresses. There's a clear definition from one age to the next to the next. Forge of Empires is more follows real time in a sense, so it starts in the kind of like the Stone Age, goes all the way to the future. It's pretty intense, but that one does offer a lot of PvP. So you have your own alliance or your guild or whatever, and you do try to steal from other people and fight people and expand your province or kingdom, things like that. This game is definitely a little bit more casual. There is no PvP. You can fight the computer to expand your territory, and there's a lot of matches that are simulated and things like that. But this one is a lot more about your alliance or whatever you want to call it. I think this one's actually called a fellowship in this game, where everybody's helping each other. This is more of a, hey, you want to join my fellowship? We're going to help you. If you need to get this type of resource, we'll help you. If you need to get that kind of building built, we'll help you. It's a lot more friendly, uh, which I did appreciate when I was playing. I was in a nice alliance. I cannot remember the name of it, unfortunately, because I would love to play with them again. They were very helpful, gave me a lot of ideas, um, and it's fun. It's a very fun game. You can see the graphics are actually really good for what it is. This game, and I believe Forge of Empires was the same. They started as web-based or web browser games, and just did so well and everything else that they moved them over to mobile as well. So you get this really big map area here. Everybody's map looks the same, but how you build it, what you put where, and things like that really change. Just gonna zoom in here, which is really cool. So there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of things. They do a ton of events in this game. They do a lot of little like missions kind of things that you can work on. Short events here and there that give you exclusive buildings that really help you. They have a lot of fellowship kind of events too, where everybody kind of works together to get the same kind of goals. So my biggest thing is I would love to recover my original game. Not sure if I'm going to be able to because it's over a year that I haven't played it, but I was playing as humans, which I really liked the way that their buildings and everything were. It's very fantasy slash medieval, that kind of look to it. Just looks really nice. But I felt for a change of pace, let's start with the elves on this one. So you can pick between one or the other. The gameplay, they say, is slightly different up until chapter 5, and then after that everything is kind of the same, because then you're basically building with all the partnerships that you build. So you can get like orcs, goblins, halflings. Like there's so many different races that you have, um, that you build partnerships with, and then you adopt a lot of their buildings, a lot of their culture, and that kind of incorporates into what you're building here too. Um, there's not a lot in the game that you have to do per se. I mean, there is a progression, which I'm going to show you in a second. So those progression things you definitely want to do to progress in the game. But if you build all the halfling stuff, you pass that age, and you're like, you know what, I don't want to focus on them anymore. I want to do something else. Get rid of everything and focus on whatever you want. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of a close-up here. And you can see that this is a level 1 residence, and this is a level 2 residence. And they look different. Like, to me, that's awesome, that there's that much detail. These two buildings here are workshops. They're both level 1, so they're going to look identical, which is fine. They're not super fancy buildings, but eventually you definitely want to level them up. There's a lot of strategy and min-maxing type things that you can do in this game. There's a kind of like an ideal amount of housing, an ideal amount of workshops and things like that. You don't want to go overboard. Joining a fellowship is huge. They will tell you this is what we recommend and this is what's been working for us. Definitely follow what they're saying. This is the main hall, which you can upgrade. It looks like I can afford it. Increases my coin capacity. Neighbor help is when your neighbors come and help you. That's the other thing is you can see how cool it looks like as it's building. It's not going to look like that exactly, but this is what it looks like as it's being built. That's awesome. To me, that's fantastic, amazing. So when you go to other people's towns, you can help them with different things and you get loot and different prizes for that. Another reason to join fellowships. But let me show you the research tree, which is really cool. It's very straightforward. So you'll start here in age 1. You have to complete these things here, and then I can work on these ones. On the top, these are knowledge points. It's kind of like the mana or the main resource, I guess, that progresses you through the game. And it automatically recharges every hour. You get 1. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to be struggling a little bit because you want to make sure you have a good amount of that. This is also very important is your culture. Culture boosts your city's coin and supply production. Supply is kind of like gold is gold, but supplies are what kind of help you produce things as well. So the higher level of culture, which is similar to happiness, a lot of these stats will increase. So I'm just starting out the game. The more culture you have, the more happiness and the more you will produce. So eventually you do want to build culture type buildings. They don't really produce anything, but they do help you with your happiness and your overall productivity. So these are the ones that you start off with. Try to make a barracks, marble factory, steel factory, planks, manufacturer. Then you have city expansions, archers, good production boost, armory. So you have all these to work on. So you'll see in this one here, flying boat, simple trails, squad size, magic academy. If you look at the lines here, you either have to do magic academy and flying boat, and simple trait. It looks like squad size upgrade is not mandatory to go to the next stage. Then you go to number 2. There's a lot. If you look at the bottom, it goes to 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's skip past 5 so you can see what it looks like after you get past that. There's a lot. This game is not one to race. You're going to go at your own pace. That's a different thing there. And you get all the way over here. You get to 7. Oh, geez, there's like so much content to this game. This is, I think this is a different, and then down here goes all the way down here. So there's a lot to this game. So you're going to progress slowly. That's fine. Don't stress out about it. And there's always stuff to do. This is what one of the things that I do like about it is you have daily quests. The quests are not mandatory most of the time. Some of them you can skip. These are the ones that kind of start the game. So you do have to complete these, and you probably will anyways. Have purple blossom trees at least once. What? Okay. And have at least 8 residences. Oh, at least once. Okay, that makes sense. So I can go here to the build, culture. Is there a purple blossom tree? So it's in that shape. I'll put it right there, I think. Oh, the other thing is the culture buildings do not have to be near the roads. I'll put this right here right next to the housing, I think. No, you know what? I'll put it way over here. So that will help. And that's building. That'll take its moment there. What was this one again? 8 residences. Okay, so it's trying to get me to build more housing. That's fine. So let's put this guy here. And then I think I have enough space to do one more right at the bottom. But I don't have any more builders. So I'm going to wait the 4 seconds. And then I'll do that. Okay, cool. So let's here. I think that will complete this thing here. How much longer on this one? That's the builder's hut, my bad. Okay. 17 seconds. All right. Oh, sorry about that. I had to sneeze. All right. So now I can complete this and I get my reward, which is really good. Awesome. And then that's going to say I need better residences. So I'm going to step away from that for a second. I'm just going to show you the production. Let's see. Is there one in here that's almost done? That one was almost done, I think. 36 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, so I think this one's almost done. So I'm just going to show you what you can produce there, which is pretty cool. Let's give it a couple moments. You can see the little people walking around, which is kind of cool. They don't do much, but at least it looks nice. How much more are we got? 6 seconds. Okay. All right, so I'm going to collect those goods. Now this is what you can build at the workshop. Beverages, simple tools, bread, advanced tools, basket of groceries, and toolbox. Now, luckily, this game, like all of them, are giving you the same kind of end product in the form of tools. So it's not like a farming game where each one is producing different kind of goods, and then when to build something else, you have to make sure that you're producing the exact product. Now, later in the game, yes, there are going to be very specific buildings that produce specific things, and those you will have to produce, to complete certain tasks. But the tools are used throughout the whole game, so you definitely want to have a good amount, and you always want to be producing more. So this is definitely a game where you're going to want to produce some of these things, like the 9 hour, the 1 day, like those are things you want to build right before you go to bed. So the next day it's going to be sitting there waiting for you. Unlike Forge of Empires, in Forge of Empires, if you're producing some of these or some of the higher end things, if you don't play for a day or 2 days or whatever, when you come back, somebody might have raided you and stole a lot of your stuff. This game does not have that, which I love. So it's just going to sit there and wait for you to collect it, just like a regular game would. Now I could upgrade that, and if I upgrade it, let's see, I would get 67 tools per hour. Ranking points, give me more ranking points too, which would help. Which I think is like a level of, like almost like experience level, if that makes sense, that you gain from it. And the required costs, how long will this take? 1.5 minutes. I'll upgrade that because I'm definitely going to need more of those tools. So I collected those. And let's see what this is asking me for. Have at least 2 residences at level 2. Have at least 1 workshop. So I'm already working on the workshop, so that's good. I can upgrade this one. It'll take 1 minute. Perfect. And then I'll basically be done with that. I'm probably going to head out shortly, so I'm just going to... Oh, and you can skip to the next building that's available if you have one, which is good. So you have to go back and keep clicking everything. So I'm probably going to let this thing do what it's going to do. The world map is interesting. This is how you expand your visibility on how far you can go. You can actually friend people. So let me see here, neighborly help. I can help them out. Cool, gain that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And if you can see, there's a timer there. So that means every 23, 24 hours or so, it might go further than that, you can help them and get a little something out of it. You can check their alliance if you want to be part of their alliance. You can send them a message. But you expand the further out from your city center, the more it's going to cost. So that's my little, like my little scout basically just went out to go see what's over there. See how it's getting more expensive. So you'll be able to do this kind of sort of for a little bit, and then it's going to get super expensive. But you do want to unlock more provinces, more areas, kind of expand, because you will be able to get stuff from some of these. Like, see the ones that say very easy, very easy, very easy. Those are ones that if you actually defeat or, what is it called? Establish yourself in those areas. I'm going to click this one. So I could go and battle this one. That will be my reward there. These are the people I could fight. I have nobody to fight with. So I'm going to be spending a little bit of my currency, I guess. But I gain those things. So every time you defeat a stage, you're going to get, what is it called? A knowledge book. So that's one reason. That's one way that you can really ramp up the knowledge books, is by doing those things. Let's get our winnings from that, which is great. So now we have some resources. Negotiator fight in 2 encounters, which I already did. So that was a little bit of a waste. Oops, I do not want to do that. I'll negotiate this one. So I should have done them in a different order. Don't want to do that. I can negotiate that. That's fine. And 250 for that. I'll take it. And what's the second thing? I have 3 purple blossom trees. So I like that the game does hold your hand a little bit. It's giving you advice on what to work on next. What was I going to say? Once you click on one, you can actually drag to collect them all, because you'll want to do that later when you have a lot more. So now this gives me more for the same amount of time. So see how that looks different? That's really cool. Nope, not doing that. All right. So that's just the beginning of the game. There's a lot more for me to do. I will see if that fellowship accepts me. If not, I'll try to look for another one. But that's just a beginning of the game. Pretty simple. You've probably played a lot of games that start simple like this, where you're trying to get that productivity wheel going in motion, and then kind of build from there. I'll just look at the buildings real quick. Definitely don't spend gems in the game unless you have a ton. Later I'll be able to unlock a lot of these other buildings here. And then there's military, barracks, training grounds, mercenary camps, armory. These are the buildings to produce manufacturing things, which is awesome. I think I'll place another one of these because they're asking me to. And maybe I'll put it... I kind of want to put it there out of the way. So I'll put it there. Sorry. Then you have settlements, which are... These are the different ones for the different... a lot of different stuff here. Different portals for different things. And then expansions. Because eventually you do want to expand your territory here. Because you only start with that amount of space. And then to expand... Oh, it looks like I have one free expand then. So I'm going to wait and see where I want to build. But yeah, that's just a quick look at Elvenar. I'll see if I can recover my old game. If not, I guess I'll play on this one, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'll take my time. Like I said, it's not a super fast-paced game, but joining a fellowship will speed up your progress. Doing the events will speed up your progress. Let me click on this again. City development, solve all story quests. So this looks new to me. If this remains, this looks like something else that they added to give you a little bit of a boost as well. So I'll see if this is normal part of the game, or if that's just because I just began the game and they're trying to help me out. So who knows? 3 blossom trees. Basically, they want me to put those there, and then I can get rid of them, it looks like. So you could always do that and then sell them later. But yeah, that's just a quick look at Elvenar. If you're playing, please comment below. If you're curious about the game, like I said, I played a little bit before, so I can answer some questions about some things. But yeah, that's just a quick look. Thank you.